light, it stretches, and it can be used for a variety of types of pants or shorts of any size. Now, they don't have an Amazon listing for the Belt-Pro. I had to go right to the website, and the only reviews they have on there are 5-star endorsements, which isn't too surprising. So I found a couple of videos for the Belt-Pro, and I looked through the comments of those. I'll link the one I looked through below. People who were impressed by it thought it was kind of a nice minimalist design, and those who weren't impressed by it said it kind of looked like a Velcro strap that might stretch your belt loops out. Number 3, the most expensive, is the Grip 6 web belt. I paid $35 for this one. Right, the Grip 6 is kind of interesting because at first glance it looks like a regular belt, but it has no holes and no ratchets. It's just a buckle and a strap, and they say the strap can hold 2,000 pounds of pressure without breaking. They say it will stay tight all day. It can be used for golfing, hiking. And all the straps and buckles are interchangeable, and they have a pretty wide variety of colors. The Amazon Pros say that it's a low-profile buckle. It doesn't loosen, and it looks great. The cons say that it doesn't stay tight, and it's difficult to adjust. All right, let me first get started by just trying these on my repair shorts I'm wearing right now. Currently wearing my Trackline belt, which is a ratchet belt that I like very much. Off you go. Let me start off with the Whippy. Looks like you take the unsnap it, feed it through your loops. So I'm stuck. This is getting stuck here. So I'm going to snap the first one and continue feeding this one around. And there we go. I guess that works. I don't think I do just that much. It feels like it's holding my belt nicely. Okay. I mean, it's different. I'm going to have to get used to this one and see what I think about it. I like the fact that it's not pushing my stomach. That's kind of nice. So, there's a ring here that you can actually pull both sides forward to have it in the front, but I don't need that. One thing I don't like about this one is it's pulling on my belt loop. Where a belt just cinches around you, this is actually pulling on the belt loop. So I don't really like that so much. First glance, it seems pretty good. Got a long way to go though. Let me try the Belt-Pro next. The belt your dad would never spank you with. Now, this one is pretty simple. It just uses 2 loops. Then you pull it tight like that. And I got 2 of them, so I'm going to use both. Tuck my shirt in so you guys can see this better. What do you think? This one was definitely easier to put on and take off than the first one. But once again, you're pulling on the belt loop. Look at that. I can't say I'm a fan of that. No. All right, so the final of my first impression test is going to be the Grip 6. Now this looks and feels like a regular belt. I guess the trick is all in the buckle itself. The buckle's very basic looking. I give this a shot. I'm not one to tuck my shirts in, but just for demonstration purposes here. All right, let's see. This definitely feels more like a traditional belt experience. I'm just putting on a belt. It's a bit awkward to tighten. Just might take some getting used to, though. All right, well, I got it on. And that looks, feels like a standard belt. See how it is to take it off. So the instructions say that the belt will slide freely when it's tilted, but not when it's flat. So you can adjust it when it's tilted, and then you lay it flat, and it stays in place. I think it's time for me to get out of here and do some field tests with all 3 of these belts. I got some errands to run today. And as someone who spent years commuting back and forth in Southern California, I know the grind of sitting in the car with your belt digging in your stomachs. So I'm going to do some car tests today, see how these actually work. First up, I'm not sure if this is actually a Whippy belt. It doesn't say Whippy on the belt. It didn't say Whippy in the packaging. It only said Whippy on the Amazon listing. So I'm going to refer to it as a Whippy belt, but I'm not 100% sure that it is a Whippy belt. I'm also not used to tucking my shirt in, but I'm going to do it for this test. The stretchiness is somehow oddly satisfying. All right, well, here we go. I got some errands to run. Let me see how it feels in the car. This one supposedly doesn't have that buckle digging in your stomach, which it obviously doesn't. Let's check it out. All right, after sitting in the car for a while driving with this belt on, I do like the fact that it doesn't concentrate some of the tension in the front like a lot of belts tend to do. There is a little bit of tension in the front as it pulls your pants kind of across your midsection, but it's not as intense as when the belt buckle is there and digging into you. It almost doesn't feel like I'm wearing a belt in the front, which is a nice feeling, but my pants are still tight. So I think that in that respect, it definitely works. I think I have a generally positive feeling about this belt, aside from the belt loops being pulled. I did like how comfortable it was in the front, so I think that in that respect, it works pretty well. It's a little bit more difficult to put on than a regular belt, and it's a little bit more difficult to take off than a regular belt, because this keeps getting stuck. But overall, I think that it works about as advertised. I'm now in Boulder City, Nevada. It doesn't smell very good out here for some reason. I'm not sure what that smell is. I'm not sure I want to know. All right, time for the Belt Pro. I'm going to do one on each side. Okay, well, what do you think? It definitely looks better with two than just having one on there, I think. But I don't know. I mean, let's get in the car and see how it goes. The Belt Pro definitely feels more comfortable than the first belt I tested out in the car. We'll see how the Grip 6 does after this, but it feels like most normal belts, and even the first one I tried, the Whippy, also, they tend to squeeze around your waist. This one seems to squeeze itself together, so it's kind of nice that it doesn't pinch, it doesn't squeeze around you. So I feel like it's probably the more comfortable of the ones that I've tried so far. But I'm still concerned that there's too much pressure being put on the belt loop, so we'll have to see how that goes. Time for the Grip 6. I'm getting faster at this. Every time I use it, I get a little bit better. Time to try it out in the car. So the Grip 6 just feels like a regular belt, a very lightweight belt, but it doesn't really feel any different than any other belt I've worn, except for the fact that it's just very lightweight, which I guess that's a good or a bad. I guess it depends on what you're looking for. So as far as how it feels goes, I'm kind of neutral. It feels like a normal belt, but it's not really digging into my midsection like some of the other belts I've had are, because it's easier to adjust, and I got the right adjustment on it. I would say all these belts have done well in the car, but now it's time for the final test to see how it actually holds up a pair of pants. Now, I chose these particular jeans for this video for the reason that they are the ones that tend to fall off the most of all the pants that I have. But I've already tested them in the car to see how they work as far as digging into your stomach when you're sitting there driving. But let's see how they work actually holding your pants up. These pants fall off quite easily. What I'm going to do is load my pockets up. I'm going to walk around with all three belts on and see if any of them are better than the others, if they all just work. With nothing holding my pants up, I'm going to put, let me see, I got a phone. I got another phone in the back pocket. My wallet already in there. It's already starting to fall off. I'm going to put this little tripod in my back pocket. All right, so it won't take long. These are going to start falling off pretty quickly here. They're already falling off. It took a few seconds. Just randomly picked. How about the Belt Pro? Once again, I'll tuck in my shirt for demonstration purposes only. It's not a style that I particularly like. All right, Belt Pro is tightened up. Again, it's pulling. Let me show you what I'm seeing here. I mean, look how it's pulling. As comfortable as this is, which is actually quite comfortable, I have a feeling that's going to wear these out quickly. Now, this is an older pair of jeans, but still. All right, well, just as far as holding my pants up goes, the belt is working great. Other issues aside, definitely works. Off for the Belt Pro. Belt Pro might be the easiest one to take off. Very quick, very easy. Let's try the Grip 6. Now, I do feel like this is going to be a little bit of a learning curve getting this. You have to have it at an angle to tighten it. Here's what I'm seeing with the Grip 6. Buckles there. And it's just, standard belt, but it doesn't have any holes. It doesn't have any ratchets. And it feels pretty secure. Let's walk around. Once again, purely for functional purposes, Grip 6 works great. There's definitely a learning curve involved, but I think if you use it a couple times, you'll get the hang of it. As far as holding pants up goes, it's working fine. Taking the Grip 6 off is a little bit awkward also because you have to tilt it and then pull the strap out. It's just a different experience, but it comes off. Maybe, I'm not sure which one's faster, this one or the Belt Pro. They're both pretty quick. All right, let's try the Whippy last. I definitely feel like I'm getting faster at this one. Snaps on there, it goes around, comes back over this way and snaps again. And back here is where you can make the adjustments. Probably easier with the belt off than on. As far as holding my pants up goes, this might be the best of the bunch. It has its own issues, but it works really well as far as holding your pants up goes. I was going to go home and wrap this thing up, but it's such a nice day here in Boulder City. I think I'm just going to stay here and wrap it up right now. Let me rank these 3 belts from my favorite to my least favorite. Keeping in mind that your mileage will certainly vary. This is just one person's opinion. I'm going to say at the bottom of the pack is going to be the Whippy. I don't like the fact that it pulls on the belt loop so much. It is a little bit more difficult to get on and off than the others. I think it does work. It does take the pressure off your midsection when you're sitting down. It holds your pants up nicely. I just don't think that, even just because it's different doesn't mean it's better. It's different, not better. Number 2, I'm going to go with the Belt Bro. This is one of 2 that definitely pulls on your belt loops, and I think this is the better of the 2. It's easier to take on. It's easier to take off. It actually feels more comfortable than probably any of them. I don't really feel any pressure on my midsection at all. It pulls your pants together. It doesn't pull it. Football season is here, and so is the NFL Network on YouTube TV.
Stop! Did you know every time you shop on Amazon, you're helping someone make passive income? Yes, you could be.
Warning. The following video contains scenes of a creepy nature that may be home to the occasional jump scare as we cover the top 10 creepiest video game Easter eggs. In episode 1, level 16, Dodgy Doors at Boo Mansion, head around the back of the property where 3 movable blocks rest. By waiting here for a total of 5 minutes, ghostly handprints appear on the brickwork. It is not known whose these belong to, but it would appear that they never made it out and died here as a result of not being able to reach the block above in order to exit the level. In similar creepy occurrences, Sinister Street Signs is also home to a creepy setting. By activating the P-switch and standing next to the heavily barred window for another 5 minutes, a ghost will drift out and upwards and evaporating into thin air. Then why not rest for another 5 minutes at the front of the train in episode 3, level 17, where a ghostly figure will haunt you underneath the train tracks. When you reach the vast, open, eerie lake in Resident Evil 4 Chapter 1 Part 3, Leon must walk down to the jetty and hop onto a small motorboat and cruise outward for an encounter with the lake's monster. But instead, just walk to the end of the jetty, take a moment to listen to the wind rushing by you, which is enough to give you the chills. Listen to the crows crowing and fish jumping out of the water. It almost seems too calm. So why not unload a few rounds into the murky waters to stir things up a bit? Silent Hill 4 follows Henry, who constantly awakens from what appear to be nightmares where he visits creepy worlds filled with deadly and ghoulish creatures that are accessible via a large gaping hole found in his bathroom. Each time he arrives back in his apartment, visit the small hole in the lounge which allows you to spy on his neighbour, Elaine Galvin, where you can also see a Robbie the Rabbit bear slumped on the end of her bed. When Elaine goes to hospital, take one last look through the crack, and this time Robbie will be staring straight back at you, pointing and knowing you were there all along. If you have played games within the Harvest Moon series before, then you may very well have come into contact with the mysterious green creature known as a kappa, and often spotted in lakes, rivers, and generally bodies of water. In Harvest Moon Animal Parade, if you visit Harmonica Town only when it is raining and look into the cave from the bridge close to the mayor's office using a camera, you will see a kappa loitering in the distance, almost as if it's waiting for something. To many, this may not seem so creepy, but in Japanese folklore, it is said kappa are incredibly strong, and that they are likely to attack horses, humans, including children, and drag them into the water and drown them, where they can feast upon their blood and flesh. After activating the submission in Dying Lights known as Rupert the Gunsmith featured in the Old Town, locate his apartment and enter. Here you can find what appears to be a kids' playgroup known as the Magic Fortress. As you walk inside, there are many toys strewn all across the floor and a pink teddy bear that rests on 3 beanbags in the background that can also be turned on.
Cottonelle flushable wipes. Break down like down air care with Cottonelle.
Italians, they're the past. We're the future.
I could not decide whether this next Easter egg should even feature on the list, simply because it's actually really awesome, very creative, but at the same time reflects upon the hellish beast and demonic creature known as the Cyber Demon found in Doom 2016. So what is it? Well, by taking Mike Gordon's wizardry music creation, the Cyber Demon, and popping it into a program such as Audition, which I am using here, and by checking out the track spectrogram by hitting Shift and D, you can take a look at the visual display of frequencies, where hiding within it, you will find the track has been dishing out pentagrams and the number 666 all along. By blasting both arms off every single mannequin, or in this case, iRobot type AI beings that are positioned around the Nuketown map in Black Ops 3 during a multiplayer battle in under 2 minutes from the off, you will initiate a very creepy Easter egg that will bring every mannequin to life, as while you have your back turned on them, they will creep up on you in large numbers and very, very quickly. And unless you turn around to face them, where they will freeze like stone statues like the Weeping Angels from the Doctor Who episodes, then they will quickly kill you within a split second. Within the Mojave Desert stage in Atari Games' 1998 racing title California Speed, you will more than likely race past the second set of pumps and completely missing the sign that lurks behind them. It is very obscured, plus the whiteboard tends to blend in with the sky, and the black text that is written upon it is completely unreadable as you rush on by. But if you take some time out from racing and slowly approach the large billboard by placing your vehicle on the siding and edge your way ever closer, then you might actually be shocked to see what is written upon it. Sometimes God takes mummies and puppies away. Sometimes, just sometimes, I do. It is said that the billboard was just a temporary placeholder for what would have been something else. However, the development team forgot to add that in the end, and instead we're left with this creepy and unnerving message. As it can be read as ascend and worship the based god. And actually numerous characters speak of the base god, but generally you would ignore this and continue the game. However, on the street you can speak to a task force member, and she will ask, what do you want to do? At this point I expect most people will put anything, and there are endless possibilities, but the user on Pastebin decided to type in the word ascend, and what happened next will probably shock you, as you are taken to an area what the Pastebin user described as an alternative reality game, where you are greeted by the following message. Congratulations, you have proven yourself to be an open-minded and curious thinker. We must apologize for deceiving you, but we can reveal that the game you were playing until this point was a front constructed to protect what you are currently accessing. We must ask you that you do not reveal this area to the public. If you believe that you may be prone to revealing information or do not wish to participate, please close this program immediately by pressing Alt F4 or selecting the No option when when it appears. By selecting the yes option, you agree to participate and not reveal information. Would you like to participate? Say yes, and then you will be told, the following is a thought exercise designed to help teach you something beneficial. By undertaking this exercise, you will hopefully be affected in a positive way. Due to the nature of this exercise, this something cannot be revealed immediately. This exercise may or may not be restricted to this software. It is important to remember that the purpose of this exercise is to benefit you. You will not be timed. We cannot provide any more information, except that we wish you good luck. You may begin now. Welcome to your ascension. At this point, you can hop onto many computers, all numbered with Roman numerals that require separate passwords. Long story short, the user decided to mine the game to discover the passwords, which, as you work your way up through the pyramid-shaped level that ever darkens in your butterfly state, you are transported to one last room which is completely white and home to one last terminal that congratulates you on ascending, and then asks you if you would like to ascend further by popping in your name and address, and then would say, enjoy the next 2 weeks and await instruction. The information you give, according to numerous sources, was never sent anywhere, and it seems to be a complete hoax, though others claim this was indeed used as a recruitment tool for a real cult. Or perhaps this was just a great way to bring attention to the game. And if that is the case, then this is a pretty awesome secret and idea, but then again, it's all rather creepy.
El nuevo y mejorado network de Boost Mobile es rápido. ¿Pero cómo escribes? Sí, cambia de plan, redúcelo de Boost Mobile para ver tu factura reducirse a $35 al mes después de solo 6 pagos a tiempo y llévate un Samsung Galaxy A11 cuando te cambias.
We can show today that you can successfully move Neobot remotely over 3,000 miles. Any physician in the United States can remotely reach almost any other hospital.
This video contains flashing lights, scary and creepy content, disturbing violent and graphic images, jump scares, pop-ups and sudden loud noises. Viewer discretion advised.
The term Easter egg refers to a hidden message or joke, or in the case of this list, scare in a video game. It was originally coined by Atari after they pointed out a secret message left by Warren Robinette in the video game Adventure. In this list, most Easter eggs are usually visual or triggered events that just add extra scares to the game. They are not necessary to gameplay, but make for a spookier experience. So, here are the top 45 scariest Easter eggs in games. Out of This Dimension from Star Fox. If you've played Star Fox, you already know there's a secret black hole level. However, it turns out there's another, even more secret and downright creepy level that isn't even shown on the map, so most people will never know about its existence. To reach it, you must go to the hard asteroid belt stage and destroy a greenish-gray asteroid that will release a giant space bird. Now you have to fly to a giant bird. Once you do that, you'll be thrown into a warping and waving field of stars and planets. Planets with faces that are grinning at you. Apartment 3C from Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Apartment 3C is an Easter egg added by Rockstar Games as a reference to the 1983 film Scarface. As the film takes place in Florida and has a mafia-like style, the bathroom in it is splattered with blood, with a chainsaw pickup right next to it. Another nod to the film Scarface, the apartment plays no role in the storyline whatsoever, but it was rumored to be featured in a beta mission. Baby picture from Crossfire. The laboratory map is medium-sized for ghost mode, but was also available for new deathmatch in the past. This map is pretty basic and loved by many players, but it still held a weird and creepy picture of a baby. Near the blacklist spawn, there's a door with a lot of sparks. If you look closely between the doors, you will see a picture of a baby. There's been no indication on whose baby it is, but many believe it's just a weird Easter egg made by the developers. Face from Half-Life Blue Shift. This creepy picture can be found in a vent at the level focal point. From a distance, it appears the man has no pupils in his eyes, but he does in fact have eggs for eyes, hence the pun, Easter eggs. See what we did there? This Easter egg is also found in a toilet cubicle. The photo of the person is one of the developers for Gearbox. Failed mission. Time Splitters 2. If not for the terrifying Court of the Star, players found that several nights in, strange, slow, demonic voices started playing. Among some analysis, many audio experts started claiming that the voices were audition tapes for the character Captain Ash in the game that were slowed down. It's clear that you wouldn't hear